We're good to go.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This will be just a little bit different. We call this the Yusuf dilemma. This is almost time specific. I'll get into it. The name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, by the English meaning. Old Joseph, he said, O man of truth, expound to us the dream of the 7 fat kine, whose 7 lean ones devour, and 7 green ears of corn, and 7 others with it, that I may return to the people, and that they may understand. Joseph said, for 7 years shall ye diligently sow, and as you want. And in harvest that you reap, you shall leave them in the ear, except a little of which you shall eat. Then will come after that a period of 7 dreadful years, which will devour what ye shall have laid by in advance for them, all except the little which ye shall have specially guarded. Then will come after that period a year in which the people will have abundant water, and in which they will press wine and oil. So the king said, bring ye him unto me. But when the messenger came to him, Joseph said, go thou back to thy lord, and ask him, what is the state of mind of the ladies who cut their hands? For my lord is certainly well aware of their snare. The king said to the ladies, what was your affair when ye did seek to seduce Joseph from his true self? The ladies said, Allah preserve us, no evil know we against him. Said the Aziz's wife, now is the truth manifest to all. It was I who sought to seduce him from his true self. He is indeed of those who are true and virtuous. This say I in order that he may know that I have never been false to him in his absence, and that Allah will never guide the snare of the false ones. Nor do I absolve my own self of blame. The human soul is certainly prone to evil, unless my Lord do bestow his mercy. But surely my Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful. So the king said, bring him unto me. I will take him specially to serve about my person. Therefore, when he had spoken to him, he said, be assured this day thou art before our own presence, with rank firmly established and fidelity fully proved. Joseph said, set me over the storehouses of the land. I will indeed guard them, and one who knows their importance. Thus did we establish a power to Yusuf in the land, to take possession therein, as when and where he pleased. We bestow our mercy on whom we please, and we suffer not to the loss of the reward of those who do good. Of course, certainly the reward hereafter is better. I want to read one more here. It's related to Yusuf alayhi salam. Thereupon Joseph said, "No, O my sustainer, thou hast indeed bestowed on me something of power, and hast imparted unto me some knowledge of the inner meaning of the happening of things, originator of the heavens and the earth. Thou art near unto me in this world and in the life to come. Let me die as one who has surrendered himself unto thee, and make me one of the righteous." I read this because this has a lot to do with us right now. Not only have we been talking about it, not only we have flyers about it, we've had programs in California, La Tatraba, that no reproach to state. No matter what people seem to have done to us, we said, no reproach. We even took Khadijah and Mukhtar aside when this stuff first started happening. We took them aside in front of the Masjid, and we said, I'm going to help y'all because y'all don't understand what's going on. You're doing stuff, you're doing what you're told, but this is bigger than you. You guys don't get it. So I told them, and even when we was in court, I said the old judge was on their side, the old lady judge, but it didn't make no difference. It didn't make no difference because this is all being acted out. So I said to the judge, I said, no, I told them what I just told y'all, that I'm going to look out for them and I'm going to help them. So I told them that. You know what? They didn't say, there's a lie. He didn't say that. They didn't say nothing. And I had one witness in court with me. He said, man, they didn't move. I didn't move. My witness said, I froze because I thought they was going to jump up and start lying and saying, he didn't say that. They didn't say a word. It caught him off guard, basically. So just to relate the story a little bit, old Joseph, he said, O man of truth, expound to us the dream of 7 fat kine who 7 lean ones devour, and 7 green ears of corn, and 7 others with it, that you may return to the people, and that they may understand. Of course, remember before this, the king, and remember, in the Quran, they referred to him as the king, not Pharaoh. It's a long historical story, but they're referring to him as the king. And even when Joseph puts the trick on his other brothers and put the beaker in his first brother's baggage, by the law, and they call it Din al-Malik, the way of the king. By the king's law, he couldn't have done that, but he was given this opportunity. Anyway, this is a long historical story because the way it's put in commentary, that this was not a Pharaoh that was on the throne. This was a people more like Joseph, right up around Israel and all that. You know, they have all them Amalekites and all them people. Okay. They was running Egypt at that time. And then when Joseph brought him and his brothers there, I know I'm straying, but I might as well have got started. This is what the commentary said. That when Joseph and his brothers, when he brought his people into Egypt, okay, they were kind of like regular Yahoos. After a while, they took over the cattle industry. And the people forgot about, now I gotta remember, you see them cows, long horns in Egypt, they was big. Almost big as snakes and other stuff. They was big in Egypt. So there was a rebellion in Egypt, and the Egyptians took over their own country, and later on they put Pharaoh back on the throne. So when Moses is there, Pharaoh is on the throne. For many thousands of years before, it was Pharaoh. But at that time, they referred to him as the king. He's never referred to as Pharaoh. So then the people enslaved Joseph's people. They took over everything and, stuff like that. Some people got mad and they had a rebellion. And they put them in slavery. That's what it said. It kind of fits a lot. But now we're at the time when they didn't ask these questions. All the grandees is there, and they say that the king have his dream. And they said, no, man, we can't. Confused medley, that's what they said. They said, man, we can't start lying like we get it and all that. We don't get nothing. Then remember the cupbearer that he was in the pen with told him, I know somebody can make the hay. So he went and told Joseph. So Joseph interprets it. He said, yeah, you're going to have 7 great years. 7 good, heavy flowing water, you know what I mean? So during those 7 years, eat a little bit of that corn and stuff, but save most of it in the year. Because after that, you're going to have 7 bad years. 7 cows going in the Nile and coming out looking skinny and all that. It's the same thing. So remember now, so the king said, man, bring him on out. He said, oh no. He told the guy, go back and ask the king to ask the women about those plots and schemes, right? Now, me and you, if they came and unlocked the pen, the guard come, ring, Johnny Jones, come on out of there. Yes, sir, I'm ready to go. I was arguing the day before, but headed home, yes, indeed. I'm ready to go. By the way, don't worry, we'll fix all that other stuff later, right? That's the way we would do. But Yusuf alayhi salam has a serious mission here. And remember, he is commissioned as a prophet. He's a prophet. And remember, even before that, he's given some inclination about all of this is supposed to happen. He's already given that in the first ayahs, that they use the word hadith, that he's given some understanding of hadith sayings, Now, and this one that we just read, it says, O my sustainer, thou hast indeed bestowed upon me something of power, and has imparted unto me some knowledge of the inner workings of happenings, originator of the heavens and the earth. Thou art near unto me in this world and the life to come. Let me die as one who has surrendered himself unto thee, and make me one of the righteous. So this is coming near the end of the surah. So this is just a dua of gratitude to Allah from Musa, thanking Allah for giving him the special gifts he got. Is very serious, because he is given knowledge of the inner workings of things. You know, how they really work. And he's shown it all the time. That's why when the woman come at him, he turned to leave. He said, no, lady. And then the Quran said that he would have leaned toward her because he's young, good looking and everything. So, but he said, no, I'm gone. And then, now the Bible don't say this, but the Quran does. The Bible leaves it though, that there's no proof. But in the Quran, the servant said this as a sign, you know what I mean, was his shirt torn from the front? If it's torn from the front, then he was trying to grab her and take care of business. But if it's torn from the back, remember? The Bible don't clarify that, but the Quran does. So when the Aziz looked, he said, well, they done trapped your brother, and I send you on off to the penitentiary. Because it's a thick plot. It's a thick plot. But that was part of his mission, to go to the penitentiary. That's why you didn't hear him in there, doing all this time, you know. Even when the cupbearer got out, he forgot what Joseph had told him at that time. And then he was talking to the other guy got stuck up on the thing and but the cupbearer didn't remember until these other events happened. He said, that's right, Joseph in the joint. That's why the Quran says he was there a number of years. It don't say like 7 more years, but it was a number of years. It was many more years that he stayed in there. Even after he done told, you know, so that was his job. Now, then will come a period after the 7 dreadful years. Okay. So I'll start so the king said, bring ye him unto me. But when the messenger came, Joseph said, go back to your Lord and ask him what was the state. What happened about all these ladies? He wants clarification. I'm coming out, I'm getting ready to do a job. I want everybody to know that I'm clean. So they went through the king, just asked him, what happened with it? He said, hey, man, that brother ain't did nothing. Right? He's clean as a whistle. At that point, that's when Joseph comes out. Okay. There's a lot in here about Nafsamara, Nafsalawama. We'll get to the meat of the story in just a minute. Now Joseph said, set me over the storehouses of the land, I will indeed guard them as one who knows their importance. So then it went on and on and on. They established Yusuf in the land. We have a similar situation here in America. Well, I'm glad y'all are here because year after year after year, you have listened to me lecture after lecture, and prediction after prediction. Some of them general prediction, but there are several, at least 9 or 10, that was just concrete. That like, look, this is going to happen. They ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. This is what's going to happen. They were earth shaking. They set the world that is happening now. Those predictions. When they invaded Lebanon, everybody was bawling big tears. Look what they're doing. I said, that's good news. Nobody even, that man went crazy out there in the Southeast. So that's good news. I gave 3 lectures, 2006, July, all of them. Bashir, like Moses was Bashir bringing good news. So Bashir will mean good news. I said, that's what I titled the lecture, good news. All the things related to what's happening in the world today, we said no, they're going to go through certain stages. Those are concrete stages. We have to admit it. They're like specific steps. No, this will be a protracted struggle. They're going to go through this stage, and it'll look good on the surface at first. That ain't what it's going to turn out to be. They're going to subvert it, they're going to sabotage it, and it ain't going to be worth a dime. And that's exactly what happened. Not only did Equan come over here and get clearance from Obama during those years, but we said there will be no Arab Spring. Remember the news? Arab Spring, no. Ain't gonna be no Arab Spring. You can forget about it. And we didn't say it like it was an analysis. We said it with authority. If you can check the tape. We said, oh no, it will be no Arab Spring. Forget about it. Again, everybody jumping up and down. They had tattletales go to Egypt and call me. I remember because I happened to be at Magic Johnson Theater. I wasn't looking at nothing, but I was walking around in there. And they called me, and I was doing a survey on movies at that time. You know, or whether they, not that I'm a critic or nothing, but part of my portfolio is observing movies for, we call it science and up.